On exercise 3, we're going to create an application called Cookie Demo. So I'm just going to create already that one. And then this application has cookie order class. Okay, so let's create the cookie order class. I'm going to right click on add class, and that's called cookie order. And what is the information of cookie order? Let's see here. So cookie order class includes auto-implemented properties for order number, recipient's name, and cookie type, and fields for number of dozens, order, and price. So let's create that. Okay, so here we have the public properties auto-implemented. So here are the properties, and it has two fields. Let's see there. So it has two fields, a field for number of dozens, order, and price. Okay, so let's go there. Then let's add a private dozens and a private price. Okay, so let's have a look there. What else it says? When the field value for number of dozens order is set, the price field is set to 15 per dozen for the first 2 dozens and 13 per dozen for each dozen over 2. So we have to do a little bit of math there. That's fine. So we have the dozens. So dozens read from dozen, the fields, and sets to the fields. And we also have price, which is not auto-implemented. We're gonna have a full implementation of that as well. Just gonna put the private ones at the very top, so we put fields at the very top. So all good for now. Now, there are some rules here. When the field value for the number of dozens order is set, the price field is set to 15 per dozen for the first. So we have to apply these rules. So see, very clear. It says when the field value for the number of dozens order is set. So we have to write these rules under the set accessor of dozens. So we have to write it right around here. Let's have a look there. So we have a few constants that we can create. Well, we can create a constant for the low price, which is 13, a constant for the high price, and a constant for the cutoff. The cutoff number is over 2. So let's do this. Let's create a constant, and we're gonna call this constant as, let's make it at the very top, low price equals to 13. So that's this 13 right here, and then we have a high price constant. I would do this in this, I would declare this double, to be honest. So just to match the price, and again, usually when we're dealing with money, we should set it to double, not integer. This is okay. So what else? We have a cutoff as well. So cutoff is cutoff by 2. So I'm gonna create yet another constant called cutoff, which is set to 2. So after 2, the price changes a little bit. So we're gonna say that if dozens here in the sets. So if dozens, which is this one here, and I could say with dozens as well, this would work too. If dozens is less than or equal to cutoff, so if it's less than 2 dozens, then the price is calculated by, like this, price equals to dozens times high price. So up to 2, we multiply by high price, else we're gonna have to make it a little bit more complex. We're gonna multiply it by 2, so multiply cutoff by high price, and then whatever is left above 2, which is the difference between dozens, and I'm gonna use the lowercase here, which is dozens minus cutoff times low price. So again, we have 2 at the high price and the rest at low price. This is the rule, and this is how we calculate the price. So how about we try to see this in action? So we can go back to program here, and we can create a few classes. So let's declare 3 classes here, 3 objects, sorry. So 1 dozen, and then 2 dozen, and then 3 dozen. And then let's set some values to each one of them, so we can see some. Let's set values to the property. So we have 1 dozen here, 2 dozens here. Sorry about this fixing. And then 3 dozen right here. And then let's show some information here. But this time around, let's create a method to demonstrate the printout, the output. So let's create a method called display, which receives a cookie order, and it writes a few lines of output. So we're gonna just write the order number, the order name, the cookie type, dozens, and price. Let's execute this, and of course let's also call display here at the bottom, so it displays everything, and we call console.readKey. And of course we have to fix to dozen here, dozen here, and dozen here. Okay, so we are just printing them out. Let's have a look how this works. So for the first one, it's 1 dozen. So 1 dozen will be 15. So 1 times 15, which is the high price. Then 2 will be 2 times 15. And then 3 will be 2 of 15, which is 30, plus 1 of 13, which becomes the total of 43. That's fine, that's great. This is correct.